مسافة. لا, isn't that the
That's the camera. We're doing it.
no?
Um, Actually,
Because you don't have the thing.
I'll take it in because the sound will come through there.
Well, then when I do that, then they can't hear me on there.
What do you mean? Is that what you do?
Mm-hmm. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
To go on the test.
Test.
To go on audio. What does it say? So audio. On that. So audio is selected to be the speakers is do the 65 monitor and then go back. And the do audio interface or microphone on the top.
This one.
Yeah. I'll do a test now.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
That's what you should do. Yeah.
So mine's 65 digital. Okay. Works. Okay. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا وهانا وفهما في الدين يا رب العالمين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Shadow online, can you hear me okay? I know last week it was a bit of an issue.
Yeah, we
I
can
can start with hey.
Okay. So no one messaged, so I'm assuming everyone knows everything. Uh, unless there's something that you want me to specifically cover. Before we go into the next lesson will be which is the second fragment. Is there anything next week, inshallah, we'll try and start on time. I'll have access to the masjid, so I'll open up before. So is there anything specific? Otherwise, I'll just choose something randomly.
I think the present and future tense.
Yeah. So what was on my mind was exactly that. So let's quickly do the past tense because we're going to be using the verbs a bit today as well with the second fragment. It's not part of the second fragment, but we're going to be making some sentences combining verbs and the second fragment. So past tense, if you remember with the past tense, how many letters are the verbs that we're learning? Three, right? Three letters. And what do we call the first letter? Fa kalima. The second letter, ain kalima. And the third one, lam kalima. Or first, middle, and last, okay? So just remember lam for last, fa for first, in a sense. So fa, ain, lam. So what changes, what is different, or what is fixed, if that makes sense? What harakas are always the same, and what harakas might change when when I give you a verb?
The fa kalima.
The fa kalima is what? What about the fa kalima?
It goes to sukun. Then you add a ya.
No. So in the past tense, the fa kalima and the lam kalima always have a fatha and it's the ayn kalima which is changing. So, for example, we say ذهب, سمع. So, for example, we've got ذهب, سمع, كرم. In each one, what's the same? The fa kalima and the lam kalima are exactly the same. The first letter and the last letter. What is changing? The middle letter. So later on, we're going to learn in Sarf that these 3-letter verbs, there are 6 different combinations with the past tense and the present tense. For now, all you need to know is that the ayn kalima, the middle letter, can have a different haraka. So ذهب, سمع, كرم. And what is the doer of these verbs? So when we say ذهب, which means to go, how would you translate it really? As he, as the ancestor Sayyidina Habib said. So when we say ذهب, it's really huwa ذهب, huwa سمع, huwa كرم. So with each verb that you're reciting, there's a doer with it. So it's not just a verb. So in English, you just have the verb, for example, going, with no doer attached to it. Whereas in Arabic, when you mention the fi'l, the verb, there's always a doer with it. So ذهب means he went. Sami'a means, what's the meaning of sami'a? Who heard? He heard. And karuma, leave out the meaning of karuma for now. Okay, but you get the idea. Now, to change the meaning to go from he heard to she heard, well, how would you say she heard? Yeah. Here, what would you do to Samia? At. Remember the sound? At. So here, Sami, at. Well, let's go in order. So let's do ذهب. Huwa ذهب. Huma ذهبا. Hum ذهبوا. Here, ذهبت. Huma ذهبتا. And remember, how do we form the hunna version? We take the huwa. Before we add the noon. So this is where when you're pronouncing the pronouns, hunna, anta, antuma, you're going to use the ending of these pronouns, but you have to do something before it. You take the huwa version, you put a sukoon at the end, then you pay attention to the pronouns ending. So you say dhahab, right? Dhahab, and then hunna, the noon at the end of hunna, you attach that to the huwa version. So you say dhahab, na. Anta dhahabta. Antuma dhahabtuma. Antum dhahabtum. So it's really important when you get to the hunna part, the hunna pronoun, you take the huwa one, the initial one that you were using, you put a sukoon at the end, so you say dhahab, and then you attach the noon at the end. Hunna dhahab na. Anta dhahabta. Ana, what's ana? So how are you gonna make the ana version?
ذهبت.
Ana dhahabtu and nahnu
ذهبنا.
dhahabna. You're looking a bit blank there.
No, I'm just remembering everything.
So this is the past tense chart. This is something that is gonna take a while, but it's something that you need to memorize.
I think I get that. I think it was the future.
When you start mixing it up with the present tense, try and just learn the past tense first. Learn it really well. And then once you've learned it, then we're not going to do the present tense today. We'll do the present tense next week. So we'll have a full half an hour trying to practice that. But let's just focus on the past tense. So I'm going to give you a verb each. So Zishan, if you could do the word sami'a, but I want you to read it with the pronoun.
هو سمع هما سمعا هم سمعوا هي سمعت هما سمعتا هن سمعنا أنت سمعت أنتما سمعتما
Mhm.
أنتم سمعتم
Yeah.
أنت سمعتي أنتما سمعتما أنتن سمعتن أنا سمعت
Mhm.
نحن سمعنا.
Okay, good. Fawzia, have you what do you mean you don't have the book that's course materials? I know it's a bit obvious what you're saying, but have you not had anything from the beginning?
No, I just
Oh.
look in the Google Classrooms and then I just go back and forth.
No, so there should be you should be able to download the PDF.
I did try, but I wasn't able to, so I just find it hard when I go back, to be honest. So
Yeah, ideally what you need to do is print the first of all try and download it. It should be downloadable. I'll double check that. Download it and then have it side by side. Obviously, like this is going to be very difficult. You need to have the physical copy. I think Faisal's shared it there as well on the chat. So try and download that. Otherwise, it would be really difficult. Faisal, have you managed to download it?
Yeah, so the way that I have to do it, you can't. There is a save button, but it takes it to Google, your Google Docs. The way to do
Yeah.
it is if you open a document on that link, then click on the print button. The print screen will open, but then in the print screen, there's an option save as PDF,
Right. Okay.
and then you can
If
save it in
everyone,
25.
if everyone else can try that, those who are online, I mean, those who are present, obviously you've got the booklets. Those online, please try that. I wasn't aware that you've not been able to download it because otherwise it's just really difficult going back and forth. So please do that today. And if you have any issues, let me know because you don't want to be going back and forth. And I don't want you to be writing up all these notes as well. So yeah, apologies. I was not aware that you were not able to download that. If anyone has any issues by the end of today, please let me know. I hope that can be resolved. Okay, so it's all in the course booklet. Jazakallah khair Faisal for sharing that. So it'll be which lesson here? There you go. So it's on page 34. So this is in that section now. So let's go to sorry, what your name, Famida. If you could do the word daraba. And for now, you can obviously look at the chart, but ideally without the chart.
هو ضرب
Mhm.
هو ضرب با
Yeah,
هم ضربوا
yeah.
هي ضربت
Mhm.
هما ضربتا
Good.
هن ضربنا
Good.
أنت ضربت
Mhm.
أنتما ضربتما أنتم ضربتم أنت ضربتي أنتما ضربتما
Mhm.
أنتن ضربتن
Yeah.
أنا ضربت نحن ضربنا.
Okay. So now this is a homework for everyone. Constantly, every single day, 5 minutes is all I'm asking. 5-10 minutes maximum. And within those 10 minutes, you can easily do one verb a minute, even if you're looking at it. So spend a full week, have the chart by your side, and even if you don't know any verbs, just make up any verb, any 3 letters, just even it doesn't have to exist. Ka, sa, la, whatever. Just have any 3 letters. The aim is that you're able to change the ending. Kasala, kasala, kasalu, kasalat, kasalata, kasalna, kasalta, kasaltuma, and so on. Get to a stage where you're able to read it within like 10-15 seconds, and then get to a stage where you're able to read it without the help of the pronouns. And you need to know you need to be able to switch between the verbs without having to do this right? In the beginning, you're going to be reading the whole chart, but I want you to get to a stage where I give you the verb fataha, and I say ana, you say fatahtu. I say hum, you say fatahu. I say hunna, you say fatahna. That will tell me that you know the chart really well. Anyone can just memorize and just read without knowing what it means. So the first step is learn it side by side, have the verb, have the chart, read it, get quick at reading whilst you're looking, then get quick at reading without looking, and then mix it up. Okay? Inshallah, it won't take a few years. Honestly, the power of consistency. If you're consistent with anything, and you just have to be honest with yourself. A lot of Arabic students, when they are honest, they realize they're not giving enough time. It's as simple as that. When you start giving 10 minutes every week, 10-15 minutes, not every week, every day, 10-15 minutes, you'll feel the difference. Okay? So it's usually down to not giving enough time. And if you really want to benefit from Arabic, just give it a bit more time. I'm not asking for a lot of time, just a bit of time, inshallah. Hamza, if you could do the word, I'm going to give you a slightly longer word. Do you think you remember it? Do you want to write it down?
I'll try.
It's a long word. Let me write it down. Because it doesn't make a difference whether the verb is 3 letters or 10 letters. The principle is the same. So, again, we'll do this when we do sarf. I was doing this with the class level 2. Okay. اقترب.
اقترب.
So just, when you say the second one, make the alif longer so I can hear it.
اقترب.
Yeah.
اقتربوا. اقتربت. اقترب.
Yeah. اقترب.
اقتربنا.
Yeah.
اقتربت. اقتربتما. اقتربتم. اقتربتي. اقتربتما. اقتربتن.
Yeah.
اقتربت.
Yeah.
اقتربنا.
Yeah, just make that alif a bit longer. اقتربنا.
No.
So that it doesn't make a difference. You're using the principles. You're changing the ending. That's all you're doing. Now, Faisal, if I give you one as well, if I give you the word, I'll give you the word is. So it's is. Istamala. Slightly longer word, even than the other one. Istamala. Faisal, can you do that?
Yeah. استعمل استعملوا استعملت استعملت
Yeah.
استعملنا
Yeah.
استعملت استعملتما استعملتم استعملتي استعملتما استعملتن استعملتو استعملنا.
Good. استعملنا. Everyone see how it's exactly the same.
So the first and the letter of the harf is different now.
Yeah, so this is because there's a lot of letters now. So we're focusing on verbs which are three, right? But the reason I did this was to show you that when we start doing longer verbs, what's changing? It's just the endings. The ending is the only thing that's changing. And the change of the ending is the change of the one doing the action as well. Right? So just remember that. Okay. One more person, Samina, if you could try, I'll give you not a 3, not a long one, but I'll give you a 4-letter verb. So the verb is allama.
Allama.
Yeah.
Okay. Allama. Allama.
So huwa allama, then huma.
Yeah. Allama huma.
What? Mm-mm.
No. Allama.
You're not attaching. So,
You're
for
not-
example, we said dhahaba.
Mhm.
How do we go to the huma version from dhahaba? Yeah. So to go from huwa dhahaba, we say huma dhahaba,
Ba.
but then alif. So allama will go to
Allama.
allama. So you said allama huma, right? That's different. Allama.
Okay.
Now to go from dhahaba, what's the next verb in line after dhahaba? Dhahaba.
Home.
Dhahabu.
Who?
Right? So it'll be allama, and sorry, your voice is breaking up. It's not coming in one go. It's coming in parts.
Allamahu.
No. It seems like you're adding pronouns to the end of the verb.
Okay.
So allam. So look at dhahaba. We went from dhahaba to dhahaba with an alif. Then to go to dhahabu. So allama, allamu. Allamu.
Okay.
Okay. Now what's next after dhahabu?
Here.
Yeah. So how would you pronounce it?
Zahabat.
Good. Now do the same for allama. Allama, allamu.
Allamat.
Yeah, you got it. Allamat. Now dhahabat. What's after dhahabat?
It is. So is it going to be allamata?
Yeah, so you skipped the dhahabat one. Dhahabata, yeah, allamata.
All right, I'm going
Yeah.
to do both. Okay.
But if you don't need to do the other one, it's fine. So what would the hunna version be then?
Allamatun.
What was the steps? So everyone needs to remember when we come on to the hunna version, what do? We take the original version, which is allama, the huwa version. Step 1 is that. Step 2 is we put a sukoon at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add the noon from the hunna. Allamna. That's how you form the hunna version. After that, it's easy. You pronounce you take the endings of the pronoun allamta, the ta at the end, and you add it on. So allamta,
Allamtuma.
allamtum.
Allamtum.
Yeah,
Allamti.
carry on. Yeah.
Allamtuma.
Yeah.
Allamtunna.
Yeah, and then ana.
Allamtu.
Yeah, good. And then nahnu.
Allamtuna.
No, allamna.
Allamna, yeah.
So what seems to be happening is the previous verb that you're reading, for example, allamtu, you're rather than going back to allama, which is the huwa version, you're going back to the previous one. So you said allamtu na. So it seems like you're adding things to the previous verb rather than going back to allama.
I'm looking at the verb section and there's that fataha, isn't it? So I guess that's what I'm doing there by accident.
So if you look fataha, so you see the ones highlighted in red is what you're adding. Fatahu, fatahat, fatahata, fatahna, fatahta, fatahtuma. I want you to do one more simple one. I want you to do the verb daraba following fataha.
Okay. Okay, daraba.
Yeah.
Darabu.
Yeah.
Darabat. Darabta.
ضربت ضربتا.
ضربتا.
Hmm?
ضرب ضربتنا. No.
No. So you said ضربتا. Hunna, you go back to huwa part and you say ضربنا.
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 Yeah.
Okay. ضربتما.
No, so you're on أنت. ضربت.
ضربت. Oh, sorry, I missed it. ضربتما. ضربتم. ضربتي. ضربتما. ضربتنا.
Yeah.
ضربتو.
Yeah.
ضربتنا.
ضربت. ضربنا.
ضربنا. Not ضربتنا.
No, ضربت is أنا. Then you say ضربنا.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where you're getting it.
I'm
So what
getting-
I want yourself, Samina, Famida, and anyone else who is struggling with the verbs, I want you to choose 5 verbs and send me a recording. So send it. You don't need to send it on the group. Send it on WhatsApp. And anyone else who is struggling and wants to send just for like some feedback, just send it to me on WhatsApp. Don't send it on the group. Just send it to me, and I'll reply as soon as. But try and do it with the pronouns. Say huwa dhahaba, huma dhahaba, hum dhahabu, hiya dhahabat. Do 5 of them until I know you guys have got it.
5 verbs.
Choose any 5, any combination you want, any 3-letter verb, and this is open for everyone, but in particular those who are struggling. So Samina, Famida, Fawzia, anyone else. If you need, just send me a recording of 5 verbs, and we'll correct it until you get it. Okay. So spend this next week just focusing on reciting the past tense, and then next week, inshallah, you'll be ready for the present tense. And Ramadan is coming up soon. We'll probably have another 3 sessions, 3, maybe 4. And then in Ramadan, really just learn these things well. Okay. So I think we're ready to move on to the next lesson. So we're going to be using the verbs again. But let's quickly just summarize. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just saying, is it possible to access some booklets from yourselves? I mean, maybe we can
Access in a sense, the printed.
Yeah.
Are you local?
I'm about an hour away. I'm from Blackburn.
Yeah, let me speak to Ustadh Bilal. If there are a few more people that need the booklets, then he can get them printed, and I don't know whether he'd be able to send, or whether if you're around you can come and collect.
I'll be willing to drive down and pick up if necessary.
Yeah, if there's anyone else, just let us know, and then we'll get those printed. Ideally, I'm surprised you don't have the physical copy. I don't know how you would do it. So please sort that out today. Yeah.
Or would it be easy just for us to print it? Are we able to print it? I don't know. I've not tried.
Once you download it, you should be able to get it printed. But it's quite a lot of pages. That's the only thing. So it's a lot of printing, and then you need to. And there's 2 books. There's 2 or 3 books. There's one which is the course booklet. Then you've got the work booklet, and some of you have got the vocab booklet as well. So there's 3.
vocab at the back?
Yeah, but I think there's also a separate one as well. So you don't have to use the same book. Then you have to print it, bind it as well.
Vocabulary books are.
I mean, I'm happy to pay
That
some
one is part of
if
it.
necessary.
Yeah, let me ask Ustadh Bilal and see what he says, whether he can get that many printed. But for now, at least download the PDF, as Faisal's mentioned, and have that as a separate thing so that you can go through it.
Okay.
I've shared all the PDFs in the WhatsApp now as well.
Okay, babe. Was it a separate vocab booklet as well?
Yeah, there's 5 documents altogether. There's the charts, the table summarize the vocab, and then the course and the workbook.
Okay. Yeah, so there's a separate vocab one as well. I mean, it might be part of the one of the booklets as well, but there's a separate one so that you're not having to flip back and forth. You have it on the side. Okay, so let's quickly summarize the first fragment. First fragment is all about Ismul Ishara, and badal. So ismul ishara are words which are to do with pointing. You can point to something which is far, or you can point to something which is near. Which pointers do we use to point to something that is near? هذا هذان هؤلاء هذه هاتان هؤلاء. So هذا هذه هؤلاء will always be the same. The ending will never change. هذان and هاتان do change. So هذان and هاتان are rafa, and the nasb and the jar are هذين هذين هاتين هاتين. So you're using these to point to something which is near, and you use ذلك ذانك أولئك تلك ذانك أولئك to point to something which is far. And then again ذانك ذانك isn't, they don't have the normal dual ending which is ani, aini, aini. So they have ذانك which becomes ذينك ذينك, and again it's mentioned here. ذانك ذينك ذينك ذانك ذينك ذينك. Again, the dual is not that common, but you should still know it. Okay, so these pointers should be in your list of things to memorize. But you can use these ismul or asma'ul ishara to either make a sentence or to make a fragment. So how do we make a sentence and how do we make a fragment out of them? So for example, I've got هذا. How do I make a sentence using هذا? How do I say this is a book?
هذا كتاب.
هذا?
كتاب.
Yeah, so make sure you say the endings clearly. هذا كتاب. Okay. What makes this a sentence? The lack of
The verb al.
al. As soon as you add an al, it's no longer translated as a sentence. So هذا كتاب means this is a book. هذا الكتاب is translated as this book. Okay, so the presence or the lack of the al determines whether you're going to be translating it as a sentence or you're going to be translating it as a fragment. Fragment meaning lack of is. Okay,
Would that not be that
this is the
the
book.
book?
No,
The book. Like al is
no.
definite.
Yeah, so al-kitab on its
Definite.
own means the book.
The book.
But when you're using هذا or هذاني or هؤلاء and all those ismul ishara, the pointers, is this, there's no is.
So
There's
that
no
is
the
not-
either. There's no the either.
Oh.
Okay, so the way you're learning how to translate this is, so you've got this is a book, which is هذا kitabun. Then you've got this book, which is هذا الكتاب. Now you're wondering, how would you say this is the book, right? We're not ready for that.
Okay.
Okay, so you can say it, but you don't say it like this. But each time you see it like this, هذا meaning pointer plus next word has an al, you're translating it as a fragment, which means no is. So don't make the mistake of saying this is the book. For
And
those
that's why I got
who,
confused with the homework when I was doing the sentences.
Yeah.
Because I kept on thinking.
oh yeah, we need to do the sentences as well.
So I kept on thinking it's the.
Yeah,
So that's why.
So-
I differentiate.
if those who can't wait, I know there's always one or two that can't wait and want to know how you say it, you have to put a pronoun. So basically you have to split the two words up. Once you split the two words up, it means they're no longer a fragment. Okay, so the rule is هذا and al, as soon as you have that, it's a fragment. When it's no longer هذا and al, it means it's no longer a fragment. So you have to put, again, just ignore it. Those who want to remember it, you can remember it. You just insert a pronoun. Now you'll say, oh, hang on a minute, huwa means he. It's just the way it's written. It's just the way the sentence is done. You don't translate it as this is he, this is it is the. You don't translate it. The way you translate this is the book. هذا هو الكتاب. So you don't even translate huwa in this one. So if you want to say the last sentence here, this is the book. This is how you would say it. هذا هو الكتاب.
The middle part missing is just the book.
This is the book. So, but we're not translating huwa.
Okay.
But this is, which is why I said we're not ready for this one. Just ignore it. For now, just focus on the two types that we've learned. This is a book and this book. Ignore this is the book. We're not going to be doing that. Okay. And it's simple. This is a book, this book, no al. That's all. Now, if we go to the where are we? I need okay, so let's do. So which ones did we actually do? I don't think we did many of them, did we? Okay, let's start from the beginning before we go on to the other fragment. This is a shop. How are we saying that?
هذا دكان.
هذا
دكان.
دكان. I don't need to write this down for now. I think it's a simple one. هذا دكان. How would you say this shop?
هذا الدكان.
Yeah, هذا الدكان. How would he join it up? Yeah, هذا الدكان. هذا الدكان is okay, but try and become a bit more eloquent. هذا الدكان. هذا الدكان. So the dal, is it a shamsi letter or a qamari letter? Qamari means you pronounce it al, shamsi means you don't. Yeah, shamsi. You don't say هذا الدكان, you say هذا الدكان. Okay, good. This, Famila, if you could do the next one, I'll ask one by one. And again, now pay attention where it's a fragment. So translate it as a fragment. This key is old. So now this key, you're not saying this is a key. You're saying this key. So which means this key is a fragment. So what's the word for a key? No, maftuh means open.
Okay.
Miftah. Okay, so are you reading it with the al or without the al? So what have you written?
Hazal.
Have you written it like
Yeah.
that? Okay. Al miftah. Okay. So now see, look, if you look here, هذا المفتاح, you've got هذا and the next word has a al. So you translate it as this key. If there was no al, you would translate it as this
Key.
is a key. Right? You're translating it as a fragment because there's an al.
So this key would be.
Or what's written here? هذا المفتاح. If you said هذا مفتاح, that would mean this is a key. Okay? But you're trying to say this key, which is that هذا المفتاح. Now you just need the word for old.
Is old.
Yeah, so what's the word for old?
Qadim.
Yeah. So what's the ending of qadim? Qadimun. Qadimun. Okay. The main part was the first part. Whether you were going to
say
say
it down like that, but
yeah.
it's the pronunciation.
Yeah. So either you say هذا مفتاح or you say هذا المفتاح. This key is old. So you see, these two words are connected. How are they connected? By the al, right? Is there a connection between al-miftahu and qadimun? No. So this is how you have to develop the skill of learning where there's a break in the chain. When words are connected, you translate them together. When words are not connected, that's where you put the is. Okay? So can I put the is between هذا and al-miftah? No, because they are connected. How are they connected? Because it's a fragment. Al-miftah and qadimun are not connected. So that's where you put your is. هذا المفتاح is qadim.
The al connects.
So how do we know these two are connected? No, al doesn't connect.
Okay.
Why is هذا and al-miftah connected? Because we've learned that connection. What is the connection? Ismul ishara and badal. So we've learned that as a fragment. هذا and the next word has an al. Them two words are connected. That's the first fragment that we've learned. So try and remember that. Next one, no, I'll go online. That book is big. Who are we gonna ask?
Can I go next, Ustadh?
I'm trying to recognize voices.
It's me, Shams.
Jumps, okay. So we've got, which one are we on now? Sorry, number 3. That book is big.
So that book would be Dhalikal Kitabu, and big would be Kabirun. Dhalikal Kitabu Kabirun.
ذلك الكتاب
Is it not feminine?
What's feminine?
The book, the because it says Zalika.
Dhalika is the masculine one.
Is that the
So Dhalika versus Tilka. Yeah. But Kitab, you know, kitab is masculine, right?
Oh.
Kitab doesn't have a ta marbuta at the end. So again, look at the Shams well done. So the Dhalika al-Kitab, that book. Both of those two words are connected. I'm going to repeat it. Why are they connected? Ismul ishara and badal. The word you assign the word badal to the word which has the al. If there's no al, if I said dhalika kitabun, you don't say kitabun is badal. The only time you say badal is if the word after the pointer has an al. Are you getting it from either? Yeah. So just remember, all those words, pointer plus next word has to have an al. If there's no al, there's no connection. Okay. Good. Next one. This car is fast. So Zishan.
هذه السيارة سريعة.
هذه السيارة سريعة. Anyone disagree with it? Will it be corrected? So what was
Does the detail have to be nuspending?
this car is fast. What part has to be a nos bending?
The details of the fast.
Sorry, I'm lost for words. The word detail applies in what context?
You have a doer. Well, you have the car, so that stays rough, and then the extra bit, which is fast.
No. So I want you to remember this because we're thinking in English here. That's why. The detail and the doer only applies when we have a verb, which means in Arabic the fi'l. Is there any word here which is a fi'l?
No.
No. Although in English it sounds like a detail, but when we're translating it in Arabic, this conversation about the doer and the detail only applies when we have a verb in the sentence. So at the moment, we're not dealing with verbs, we're just dealing with isms. So we're making sentences without verbs. So we're not using verbs. So because we're not using verbs, we're going to keep the endings as rafa, un. So this car, هذه السيارة, which means this car. سريعة means fast. So the sentence is correct. There's no need to change it. It's going to take a while because when you start overthinking, then you start bringing other things in.
It's not forget, it also be pronounced هذه السيارة.
That's how you pronounce it. I've not put the shadda on there. It should be هذه السيارة. هذه السيارة سريعة. There are some sentences that you can write it like this, and you can also write it with the verb as well. But at the moment, we're just learning how to say it as just using isms. So imagine هذه wasn't there. The sentence would have been the car is fast. Okay? This is an example of your simple sentence. Remember simple sentences that we did? You have the first word which has an al, and the second word has a tanween. السيارة سريعة. The car is quick, or the car is fast. Now we're just adding one more layer, which is this car. هذه. So no, we no longer say the car, we say this car. Okay? Everyone following online? Don't worry, it'll take a bit of time. Right, number 5. Who wants to go? I will go on number 5 from online.
I go?
Habib? Yeah, Habib?
This is a house and that is a school. That's هذا بيت وذلك مدرسة.
Almost.
وتلك مدرسة.
Ahsan, good. Yeah, good. You almost had it. هذا بيت. This is a house. وتلك مدرسة. Tilka because madrasa is feminine. Okay? Alright, so is there any fragment in number 5?
No.
No fragment. Because we're not saying this house. We're not saying that school. We're saying this is a house. وتلك مدرسة. And that is a school. Okay, good. I'll upload the answers so that you can go through them, inshallah. Number 6, those men are teachers. So we'll do it turn by turn. So let's do it for those who are present here. Number 6, those men are teachers. So immediately those men, I want you to do the first part. Ulaika, yeah, those. Ha'ulai is these. Ulaika is those. Ulaika. Are we reading this as a fragment, or are we doing this as a sentence?
It would be fragments. So will we read it as ulaika rijalun?
Ulaika?
Ulaika rijalun.
Yeah, without the tanween, right? Ulaika rijalu. Yeah. And then teachers?
Mudarrisun.
مدرسون.
Mudarrisuna. Ulaika الرجال. Let me write this down. I always forget how to write ulaika. Sorry, give me 1 minute. Ulaika. It's not going to let me copy it either.
إيكا.
الرجال. Again, I just ignore it because I'm not putting the shaddas or anything on there, but أولئك الرجال مدرسون. Okay, أولئك الرجال مدرسون. Now ignore أولئك. The sentence would have been الرجال مدرسون. So I want you to go back to your simple sentences. Remember simple sentences? We said you have a part before the is and you have the part after the is. The part before the is has to be definite. The part after the is has to be indefinite. And they have to agree in what? Number and gender. That's why أولئك الرجال مدرسون would be incorrect. Why is it incorrect? Because الرجال is plural. مدرس also has to be plural. Okay, so أولئك الرجال مدرسون. For a bonus point, does anyone remember what we said last week of another way of saying those men? There's another rule where you have another exception that you could read or do this in a different way, though it's not common. And we mentioned an ayah from the
Tilka rijalu. Tilka
rijalu. This was an option. We said broken plurals. So we said, what did we say? What was the rule? There was two rules, right? One rule was irrational plurals are treated as
singular feminine.
Singular feminine. And we said broken plurals can be treated also as singular feminine, or they can be translated or treated as they are. So again, it's not something that we're learning. For now, just know أولئك الرجال is the main one. Tilka is also an option as well. But you don't need to know that just yet. I'm just trying to remember, see if anyone remembers that. Okay, now we're on to number 7. These two boys are poor. So online, someone online now.
هذان الولدان فقيران.
هذان الولدان فقيران. I think we did this together as well last time. هذان الولدان فقيران. Anyone have any questions on that? So waladani is two boys. هذاني because it's two. هذاني الولدان, these two boys. Because it's two boys, we have to make faqir into two as well. We say faqiran. Okay, now number 8. Who wants to go and do number 8? Yeah, Rishan.
هذا الباب مفتوح وذلك الباب مغلق.
Yeah, good. All right, let me write this one down. So it's easier when you're going from Arabic to English, but English to Arabic is a next challenge. What was it?
هذا الباب
Yeah.
مفتوح.
هذا الباب مفتوح
وذلك الباب مغلق.
مغلق. Okay. Let's analyze this one. So you look at هذا الباب. Are these two words connected?
Yes.
هذا الباب. How are they connected? اسم الإشارة and بدل. Pointer plus al. Okay? اسم الإشارة and al. So that means you translate it together without any is. So this door is al-bab connected to maftuh? No connection. So you put your is. This door is مفتوح وذلك الباب, and that door is closed. So ذلك and الباب are connected. اسم الإشارة and بدل. الباب and مغلق are not connected. That's why you put your is. Okay. Last two, and then we'll
I
move
have
on
a
to
question when it comes to open and closed. I think open, if we are just trying to translate open, what would we say? Is it iftah?
no. If you're see, there's different depending on the context of the sentence. If you're referring to open in the sense that how would you say it?
My only question is why are we adding meme here for maftuhan and mughlaqun?
We're not ready. So all I can say is we're not ready for it just yet. That's for now. For now, it's just the vocab. Just take the vocab as it comes. So the way we would say opened is maftuh. There are other words for open. For example, like the word fath, right? You wouldn't say هذا الباب فتح.
Fathan, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that because fath means a different type of opening. It means open, but it's used in a different context. Whereas maftuh is used in this particular context. I can't go into it at the moment because it'll just complicate things even more. Not that it's complicated, it's just that step by step, when we get to it, inshallah, it'll make a bit more sense. But for now, it's just the vocab. Maftuh means open, and mughlaq means closed. So just use them. Okay, those two cars are old. So those two cars, so Hamza, if you could do this one, those two cars are old.
ذلك السيارتان قديمان.
Almost. So let me do the
قديم.
first part, and then you can correct it. So what did he say?
ذلك السيارتان
ثاني. Yeah.
I said قديمان, but I think it's قديم.
Yeah. What should it be?
قديمة.
No, I'm gonna put قديماني because that was closer.
قديمتان.
Yeah. قديمة
And
ثاني because it's feminine. Right? That's all. ثاني كالسيارتان. Again, these are complex sentences. You don't come across them in your reading that much. The dual is not common. The singular and the plural is very common. So ثاني كالسيارتان. Those two cars are قديمتان. So remember, just the part before the is and the part after the is has to agree in number and gender. If you make one thing plural, make the other thing plural. If you make one thing feminine, make the other thing feminine. And just remember the rule regarding irrational plurals. You treat it as singular feminine. Okay.
So, do you know for that one, for the beginning about Hata Nissa,
Depends on what it was saying, so I might have ignored it. Those two cars. Hatani would be these two cars. Okay. Last one, which some of you might agree with. This lesson is difficult. So this lesson is how? How are we saying it?
هذا الدرس
هذا طالع يا شمسي. هذا الدرس
صعب.
هذا الدرس darsu sa. Again, this is also vocab. So if you're struggling to put sentences together, it's because there's a lot of new words that we're coming across. هذا الدرس صعب. This lesson is difficult. Okay, so that was good practice of that. So Arabic to English is a bit easier. English to Arabic is a bit more challenging. So the more you put into it, and the more you go above and beyond, the more easy it will become. So as part of, again, this is optional, as part of the recordings that I've asked for the verbs, if you want to make sentences yourself, your own sentences from English to Arabic, you can send it me via WhatsApp, make your own sentence and then put the translation and I'll check it if it's right. So the more you do that, if you limit yourself to the course, the workbook, that's not enough. If you go above and beyond, then inshallah, you'll start
What's your name?
training your mind. I don't know, it should just be Adnan on there.
Okay.
It's a number ending in
I'm not saved in. So.
1, 2, 3, 4. This ends in 44366.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just okay.
It's okay if I go because I've got people.
Oh, that's fine. So we're just gonna do like an introduction to the next fragment. So just
recordings on.
yeah. So you've probably got maybe about 15 minutes, 20 minutes of recording to go through.
Yeah.
So it's just the next part. Okay. So now the next part. So we've done fragment 1. Fragment 1 was called Ismul Ishara and Badal. The second fragment is called Jarun wa Majrur. Jar Majrur is what we call it. So this fragment, when we did the Ismul Ishara, what two things were we putting together? We were putting an ism and an ism together, right? Ismul Ishara is an ism and the Badal was also an ism. Now this next fragment, we're putting a harf and an ism together. So it's no longer an ism and an ism, it's a harf and an ism. Now, one of the definitions that we gave earlier on in actually lesson 1 was a harf is a word which makes no sense unless something comes after it. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be an ism which comes after it. Now, you're going to learn so many types of harfs. Harfs which come before an ism, harf which come before a fi'l. But in this lesson, we're going to be learning the harf which comes before an ism. Okay, and what the effect the harf has on the next word will be determined or will be indicated by the name that is being given. Okay, so the name that the harf has will tell you what kind of effect it's going to have on the word after it. So what do we mean? Let me see if it's given an explanation on it. So for example, harf jar. Okay, harf jar, the word after harf is jar. You have other harfs which are called harf nasb. You have harf jazm or harf, there's a few different types. Harf nida, for example. The role that the harf is going to play is going to be indicated by the name it's been given. So harf jar is going to make the next word jar. Harf nasb is going to make the next word
Yes.
nasb. Harf jazm, we don't know what it means yet, will make the next word jazm. Okay? Or majzoom. So today we're learning some of the harfs that will make the next word jar. Okay? So this is going to be your first reason for an ism to be jar. If it is preceded by a harf of jar, it's going to become jar. Okay? So let's have a look here. So now I want to practice this with you. And I want you just to close your eyes. And those online, do whatever you need to do. You're just going to repeat after me. Ba ta kaf. Ba ta kaf. Ba ta kaf. Now keep repeating that. Ba ta kaf about 10 times. Okay. Ba ta kaf lam waw. Ba ta kaf. Ba ta kaf lam waw. Ba ta kaf lam waw. Keep repeating that. All right, Zishan, without looking.
Ba ta kaf lam waw.
Okay, Hamza.
Ba ta kaf lam waw.
Ikhlas.
Ba ta kaf lam waw.
Okay. Anyone online? Faisal?
Ba ta kaf lam waw.
Yeah. Shams?
Ba ta kaf lam waw.
Yeah, so I hope you're all doing it without looking. All right, ba ta kaf lam waw. So remember that. That's one part. Now in the next part. So you've got ba ta kaf lam waw. So when you're practicing this at home, repeat ba ta kaf lam waw, ba ta kaf lam waw, ba ta kaf lam waw many times. That's one part. Next part is min fi an. Min fi an.
Sorry.
I know, exhausting. Min fi an ala. So I want you to look at this part now. Look at it. Min fi an ala. Min fi an ala. Min fi an ala. Keep reading that. And then add hatta ila to it. Min fi an ala hatta ila. Min fi an ala hatta ila. I don't expect you to learn it right now, but this is how I want you to learn it. Min fi an ala hatta ila. So the way you're going to do it is ba ta kaf lam waw. Min fi an ala hatta ila. We've actually shortened it because it used to be a lot longer. It used to be ba ta kaf lam waw mundu mukhala rubba hashamin ala fi an ala hatta ila. I only learned that once, and I don't have to think about it again. So if you do it, if you learn it really well, you just need to learn it once and you won't forget it. So ba ta kaf lam waw min fi an ala hatta ila. And if you do this a minute, even a minute a day, consistently, you'll remember it. So now these are, not all of them, but most of the harf jar. So each time you see these before the ism, there's a most likely the ism after it will be, what will it be? Jar. It'll have a jar ending. Now, when we're saying ba ta kaf lam waw, especially for the first 5, ba ta kaf lam waw, that's not how you pronounce it. So when we're saying ba ta kaf lam waw, we're pronouncing the letter, we're not pronouncing it with any haraka. So we need to obviously learn what haraka goes on each one. But I don't want to go into that just yet. I just want to show you the effects of it. So in the chart, you'll see ba. So ba is written with a kasra, so it's B. Okay? B, if you look at it, what has it done to the word ismi? It's become jar. Normally it would have been what? The word is ismun. Okay. Now we're putting a ba. Is it back on? Oops. Right. Ba plus ism. And it became really is bismin. Okay. Ignore bismi for now. So it became from ismun to bismin. It's bismi for another reason. That'll be the next frag that we're going to be learning. So it's bismin. What happened to the alif in ismin? In ismun? Have we done Hamzatul Wasl yet? I'm sure we have. Anyone remember what Hamzatul Wasl is?
Is it the one we don't pronounce it?
Yeah. It's written, usually written, but not pronounced. But here it's been dropped as well. So it's not bi ismin, it's bismin. So let's just choose another example where this Hamzatul Wasl isn't there. So if we say we just say al-qalam. Okay, al-qalamu means the pen. Now what happens if I add actually let me just remove that again. If I say qalamun means what? A pen, right? Why is it not doing it? Qalamun, a pen. Now what happens if I add a B before it? B, qala, min. Now what's the meaning of B?
By or with.
Yeah, with, by, in also has a few meanings. So bismi, so ismi means name. Bismi means in the name or with the name. Pen, biqalamin would mean with the pen, with the pen. With the pen, you say bil qalami. Okay. Now I want to just use the one which is most common, or the two which are 2 or 3 which are more common. Min. What do you think the meaning of min is? From. Now I want you guys, without even doing much, to put a sentence together saying the trying to think of a simple sentence. Okay, the boy is from. Anyone know the word for India? Hind. All right.
Hind.
All right. Put that sentence. Make that sentence. The boy is from India. So the word for India is the word. The reason I'm using India is because it's an easy word compared to the other ones. So Hindun, Hind, or we put it with an al-Hind. I want you to put the sentence, the boy is from India. So how would you say that?
Al-waladu minal Hindu.
Almost. Al-waladu, the boy.
Min al-Hindu.
Minal Hind.
Hind.
What does the harf jar do? Makes the next word jar. That's why al-Hindu becomes al-Hindi. Why does it become Hindi? Because of the min. Okay. Now, if you want to join the two up, because you've got a sukoon here and you've got a sukoon there. You've got the joining of two sukoons. So what do? We look at the letter before. If it's got a kasra on it, we're going to put a fatha on that. If it was the other way around, if it was, for example, man, we would say manil, right? Okay, so remember that rule. So it'll be minal hindi. So al-waladu remains as it is. Al-hind, why did it go from al-hindu to al-hindi? Because of the min. Okay. Now when we say a'udhu billahi, yeah,
Okay.
we don't say minash shaytanu, do we? We say minash shaytan. Minash shaytan, I think that's how you spell it. Minash shaytani. Why is it a shaytani and not a shaytanu? Because of the min. Now this ani is not the dual ani. It's not two shaitans. There's just one shaitan. That's the normal ending. The normal ending is a shaitanu, then a shaitana, a shaitani. When you say ani, it seems like you're saying qalamani or muslimani. It's not done. Okay, min shaitani ar-rajim. Can you think of examples where we use min elsewhere? Or we come across min before?
Min anfusikum.
Yeah, anfusikum. Yeah. Now you're going to see this everywhere. Okay, when we read salawat, not salli, but when we begin with sallallahu, what do we say? Sallallahu ala, or Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Then why do we say sallallahu ala Muhammadin and not ala Muhammadun? Because of ala. Ala makes it next word jar. So whenever you see a harf jar, ba, ta, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila, the next word will always be in a state of jar. If you see a harf nasb, which we haven't learned, the next word will be in a state of nasb. Okay? So the first thing, again, we're not going into detail with this. We're going to be spending the next lesson doing this. But you got kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. Now, Surah Al-Asr, how do we start it off? We say, if you let me bring the Quran up so we can actually go through it. Let's do a bit of Quran. I think after maybe a couple of lessons, we're going to be able to go back to the reading sessions. So let's go towards the end. Okay, so let's have a look at the verse wal asri. Again, because we haven't done the harf jars in detail, but have a look. Wal asri. Al asr is in a state of, is it rafa, is it nasb, is it jar? Jar, because of the
Wa.
wa. There's different types of was that we're going to be learning. But this wa, you can safely say that is a harf of jar, because the next word is jar. Okay. Lafi khusrin. Actually, I want you to, I've told you now, but for the next ones, I want you to try and figure out where the harf jars are. So, bata, kaf, lam, waw, min, fi, an, ala, hatta, ila. Inna al-insana lafi khusr. Is that a harf jar and anywhere?
Is it lafi?
Yeah, fi, and look at the word next to it, khusr. Obviously, you're not in Quran when you're reading, you're not saying fi khusrin. You have to end. So you say fi khusr. But if you were to continue, it's fi khusrin. And what I want you to say going forward is when you find the harf jar and the next word, I want you to say together jar majroor. Jar refers to this part, the harf jar, and the majroor refers to the next word. So together we call this fragment jar majroor. Okay, so this is fragment number 2. So we're only introducing it. Next week we're gonna spend a lot more time in that. Any more jar majroors in this?
بالحقية بالصبر.
Yeah, bis sabri and bil haqqi. Bil haqqi and bis sabri. Okay. Now, if you look at the next one.
Ustad, you know, for wow, how do you differentiate when it's wow in this case and when it just translates to and? Because
Yeah, we're gonna be doing that. The normal wa, which means and, has no effect on the word after it. Whereas this wa makes it jar. And this wa specifically, again, we haven't gone in detail yet. This wow is used to swear an oath. So this wa has the meaning of I swear by. So this is called waw al qasam, the wow of swearing. Whereas the normal wa, if for example, I'm trying to think, there's a few waws here, but I don't want to use them as an example.
So like Surah Ash-Shams, Al-Layl, they all start with wow, don't they? So that's swearing.
Yeah, but how do you know those are swearing or not and? Because of the effect it has. Washamsi, it made it
jar.
Yeah.
It made it jar. That's why it's this half jar qasam. Wal qamari wan nahari.
29.
Yeah. Whereas the rest can wal layli was samai wal ardi. If it was wal ardu, you know it would mean and the earth. But because it's making it jar, it's the waw al qasam, the waw of swearing. But inshallah, because we're just introducing it today, we're going to go in detail in the next lesson or two. All I want you to take from today is the harf jar makes the next ism, and then the next word, which is an ism, it makes it jar. And together we call it jar majroor, which we're going to go through inshallah next lesson. But for now, just try, and again, things that you need to memorize are now building. So if you don't memorize things in time, it's going to feel like there's too much. But because Ramadan is coming around the corner, I know you probably don't want to spend too much time learning Arabic, but dedicate some time, especially in Ramadan, to things that you need to memorize. Okay, so I think we should stop here. Right, any questions from anyone?
Just one. So like in the example of Bismillah, so because ba is jar, and the ism becomes jar.
Ba is harf jar. Yeah.
And then the ism is ismun becomes
ismini. Yeah.
And you drop the alif.
Yeah.
But the word preceding that, does that also become jar?
No, it only affects the word after it. So the harf jar will always affect it comes before an ism.
Yeah, okay.
So it only affects that ism.
That's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't affect anything else. Okay. But we're gonna go through it again next week, inshallah. Today was just a bit of an introduction. There's a lot more to it again. But it's probably one of the easiest half jars. Easiest fragments to do. Okay, inshallah, if there's no questions, we'll stop here. So in terms of homework, try and send me a recording of the past tense of 5 verbs. And for the Ismul Ishara and Badal fragment, if you can make up your own sentences, and translate them into Arabic. So write the English and write the Arabic, and then send it me, and inshallah give you some feedback. We'll do that via WhatsApp. And you just have a look just to see who's online. So alhamdulillah, I think the numbers are the same. So the same faces, same people attending. Yeah. Yeah, inshallah we'll stop here. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.